Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of A Nation United, and today we go through another offseason after a disappointing end to the season. And the end of the last episode, though, I called the overall season disappointing, and I agree that wasn't exactly a fair statement. I mean, we did see, not player morale, I wanted progress reports, we did see, of course, continued improvement from quite a few of our players. Vitaly Kravtsov, of course, a lot of statistical growth with guys like Barbashev, Guryanov, Goldobin, of course. But, we did see continued improvement. We improved the defense, obviously. Getting Alexeyev and Romanov is huge for us. And then in the system, a lot of our guys, Chistov really improved. Goskov really improved, even though he doesn't have, the best potential in the world. So there are a lot of positives to take from the last season. However, here, before we get to the draft, we need to try and get some contracts sorted, and it's a little bit of a risk, but it does need to be done. Now, Anton Khudobin will likely be dropped, if I'm not mistaken. We have Shesterkin and Askarov, Konovalov, Zagadulin. We actually don't have to sign Karpatsev yet, so we will actually look to re-sign Anton Khudobin. We'll just see if he accepts that. We might as well. Normally, I just pay them the extra money because I don't want to negotiate. Defensively, Dmitry Orlov is going to be one of the big deals. He wants $5 million over the next 4 years. To be honest, we might be able to get that price down a little bit, but not by much, even though he wants to re-sign. It's not that bad of a deal anyway. I'll just try to save a little bit. I don't think we'll be able to save that much. The 85% trick likely won't work. Alex Alexeyev is an RFA, so we have a little bit more control. We'll go with the 2 years for sure. And at 2.825, we'll be able to bring that down to 2.425. Save a little bit of money there. Gavrikov, obviously, the plan is to keep you. Let's just see if we can get that down to 1 by 1. Renat Valiev. Let's just pay you a little bit more. It's fine. And then Sigalet's going to go. Forward-wise, here are the big ones. Genny Malkin starts us off. He's okay with re-signing. He's not even looking for that much. Let's go 7.2 just to save a little bit, and that'll make his value a little bit better too. Vladimir Tarasenko. Yeah, he wants to be paid. No real surprise. Let's go 10 by 4. It's fine by me. Barbashev's probably going to want a big deal too. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would have been. Let's go down to just over 5.3, just nickel and dime if we can. Ilya Mikheyev. 2-year deal. You know what? Let's just go with the 1-year deal. Just because it's what he wants. We'll go 1.8. That's fine. And from there, Vorobyov. Let's just pay you the extra money because why the hell not? So hopefully those go through. And that'll give us a little bit more trade value to work with if we need to make a move at the draft. Malkin resigns, which is great news. He resigned immediately. Anybody else? Gavrikov resigns. Khudobin, Vorobyev, Barbashev, Mikheyev, Orlov, Alexeyev. Everybody resigned. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Maybe we could have saved a little bit of extra money here and there, but that's okay. And there's Tarasenko. Okay, I thought someone was missing. Vladdy resigns as well. So like I said, now we have a little bit of extra value to work with because we do have at least one target in the first round that we would really love to pick up in this draft. Unfortunately, it's not that thin at the top of the list, but it is Michkov. Matvey Michkov, who, yeah, this guy is going to be pretty damn good, even though he's a confirmed medium top 6. Is there anybody else here? Afinoganov. Let's just go until we get to the interviews. Retired player-wise, so we should be safe, and we are from losing one of our 2 top players. Joe Thornton retires, Patty Marleau retires, Getzlaf and Spezza, all over 1,000 career points. Defensively, we see Zdeno Chara, Brent Seabrook, Ron Hainsey, Jack Johnson retires at 36. And goaltenders, we say goodbye to Pekka Rinne, Jonathan Quick, both over 400 wins. Anderson and Elliott, both over 300. And we're going to have new staff members in the system. Ryan Getzlaf becomes a head coach. He also ended up in Dallas with Joe Pavelski. So, interviews. Let's just make sure that there isn't anybody that we want to target here. Afinoganov, let's just get a confirmed ETA. We might as well. He'll be a little bit easier to get than the dude in the first round, where I don't exactly know how long it's going to take for us to, or how much it's going to take for us to make that deal happen. He is 3 years out. That is unfortunate. We also have Chubarov. Not looking good for him at all. Vorobev, not looking that good. Oh boy. Korobov. No. Kaminsky, I mean, with that potential, no. We'll just get you on the free agent list later. And then there's guys in the 300s. So this is a brutal draft for us, which we pretty much already knew. So it is a very good thing that we, played the draft as well as we did early on. I think Afinoganov and Michkov are the only two that I want. Michkov is the only player that we definitely need to pick up in this draft. It's just whether or not we have the assets to do so. We should. Of course, there was that one medium top 6 player that I was willing to give up to make it happen. I mean, trading a medium top 6 for a medium top 6 can be a bit rough. But we also have that second round pick that we can use. So he should be okay. Hopefully. Shesterkin has a little bit of value. I don't think we want to give him up. Konovalov, we don't really know yet. Khudobin actually retired. Even though he re-signed the contract, Khudobin retired, so I guess that can happen. Tulopov's value, still looking good. Mukhamadullin is going to be pushing for a third pair spot this upcoming season. Vorobyov we could use. This guy is not looking good. 4th overall pick because we needed somebody. And again, that was the extra draft, but I think if we could use him, that would be the best way to do it. So already I'm seeing ways that we can make this happen, which is good. Although again, just to double check with Michkov, probably go for 14. I don't want anybody to take him early. Let's go with that Edmonton pick. If Carolina or Philly were to end up with him, that would be pretty frustrating. But let's see if we can work out a deal here with the Oilers. Only $10 million in space, by the way, so just goes to show you that some of these contracts are beginning to add up. So if I can use Vorobyov here, this isn't going to be close enough, but that's okay. That's just a start for us. Forward-wise, Medvedev, Kavanagh. It was Kulemin that we were going to look at using, but if we can hold off on getting rid of Kulemin, we're in a good spot. And then also you look at Sokolov, Goldobin, Marchenko. I think there's a really good chance that we end up moving on from some of these players, Zykov as well. Really good chance at the start of this upcoming season we move on from a lot of these guys and recoup some assets, whether or not that is in the form of draft picks or already established prospects, which again, there are some players that we don't have yet, like that defenseman on the Leafs. So we might have to give up a 3rd rounder next year to make this happen. I'd say that's worth it. Will that go through? Still no. Okay, they're going to play hardball here, which isn't that surprising. Will that go through? Quite far off. I think we have no choice. That Tampa pick's about to go through. Kulemin, 71 at 20, whereas you see where these two guys are, they're where you want to be. Kulemin's lacking behind. Way behind Amarov, too. Yeah, we're going to use Kulemin here. We could use Sokolov. There's a good chance that we will use Sokolov to go out and get a draft pick, and then maybe that gets us a player of the caliber of Kulemin back. It could happen. But I think this is the best way to go about it. We are essentially replacing Kulemin with a prospect of the same potential who is going to be a little bit further along in his career. Unfortunately, this trade will not go through before the Lightning make this pick. Let's use that 3rd rounder next year. Will it go through now? Still no. Just a bit low. Let's add, I knew it. I knew it. Lottie goes number 1. Oh, a Finn going number 1 to Tampa. Couldn't happen to a nicer team. God, that Capo Caco Jack Hughes debacle. If you remember, you remember. One of the best moments, I think, in the history of this channel. So let's use that third. Let's tack on these sevenths. Will that go through? We're saving salary. Kick rocks game. You're not taking on salary. He's on an ELC. Under contract. Can we fix this, please? It's been an issue for more than just this year, and I cannot stands it no more. Is there anybody that we can take back? Just a drop. Hopefully. Benning. Oh, that Benning deal is horrible. Cody Eakin, Matt Calvert. Here, we'll take Eakin and we'll take Calvert. We'll even take Warren Fogle off your hands and Michael Grabner. We would have too many skaters at that point. All right, well, let's tack on some garbage then. Here, you can have some nothing garbage. How does that sound? You can have Datsuk. You'd love to have Datsuk. You'd also love to have this dude, Kasperitis. This, oh my God. Okay, screw it. Edmonton can kick rocks. I'm just not going to deal with this trade logic right now. We'll talk to Philly, and if that doesn't work, we will talk to Carolina. Because I'm just not going to bother with the nonsense. Kuhlman. And next year's third. Will that go through? Philly would have too many skaters. Of course they would. Because nothing can ever be easy with this game. Anybody with negative value? What if I take Oscar Lind? Here, we'll take Armia from you. What do you think? Oh, my sweet mother of God. Will this go through? I just don't want to anymore. I really don't. All right. Tanner Lashinsky here. What if I take Robert Haig away from you instead? I just can't believe it. I just can't. How could you possibly believe it? How could you believe the things that you just saw? Will that go through? Thank God. We have traded up. Thank you, Philly. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, thank God. I thought I accidentally took like the pick out of the trade and only acquired Robert Haig. And that would have been a restart to the episode for sure. So we at least get the deal done. Major steals here. Big time draft, of course, with a mix of created players like Bedard and the rest of the players who were in the draft. But we are going to be able to pick up exactly who we wanted to be able to pick up. It's going to be an improvement upon who we had. Matvey Michkov, who again is Russian, but played in Belarus, as you see in the top left-hand corner. We're going to pick him up. Michkov is our guy. He is a 74 at 18 years old. So case in point, a much better trajectory than, oh God, what was it? I forgot his name. I forgot his name already, legitimately. Kuhlman. For some reason, I was thinking of Komarov, and I'm like, that's not it. Our next pick is 56th. We'll sim to it. And we might make this selection. When was that other dude projected to go? Galiev's next. I really don't want him, though. I really don't. He's going to be okay, but he's not worth the pick here. And then there's a Finneganov, who's 17. 80s. So that is 56. Simple maths. I can't do the maths. Yeah, 60, and then end of the third round, basically, will be fine. Can I please scroll? Thank you very much. Let's go for this pick right here. Why not? Why not? Anaheim, you are the new proud owners of that second round pick and a bunch of garbage from there that we don't need in exchange, hopefully, for some late round picks next year. What do you think? Very good. I probably could have gotten a little bit more back, but that is okay. We'll let Anaheim make that pick. Some good selections at that point. 85th. Did I go? I didn't go too far back, did I? I didn't. Perfect. Afinogenov. Valery Afinogenov. 6'4", 17-year-old, 3 years out. He is the selection. He's a 64 low 4. Damn it. Still worth it. We had to trade down anyway, but low 4 rather than low elite, that's a big F. That is a big, big F. But we accomplished our goal. We get Michkov, and we're going to be able to pretty much do whatever the hell we want to do, depending on what happens here free agent-wise. And in terms of moving players, like I said in the preseason, once we see what this roster is going to be. So goalie-wise, we're going to have to bring in, a depth option, but that's fine. Defensively, obviously Robert Haig will be dropped. Nobody else to worry about. Nikulin, we might as well sign you. Might as well. On the left, nobody. And at center, just Michkov, who we are actually going to sign, and we're going to play him in the AHL. Because lately, I've been much more on a kick of not worrying about contract years and just letting these guys play in the AHL and hopefully they develop over just leaving them unsigned. Whether or not that's the right game plan or not, hey, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're going to see if it works. We're sending you to Scotland and there's nothing you can do about it. Obviously, scout-wise, I might have to sign a couple of people, but we're also pretty much good to go. We still have a lot of top-notch scouts. Yeah, I'm not too upset. I'm not too upset at all. So I don't even care to look to see if there's an A-plus scout. Who cares? Free agent-wise, what do we got? We almost have a full team, so that Kaprizov's there. We almost have a full team. We're going to have to move some people around. So first and foremost, prospects. Mayorov, not available. He is Latvian. I did see that Varlamov was available as well. Konowalchuk is going to be American. Galiev is Russian. Okay, so he is the goalie that we need to get. It's pretty much perfect. Vladar isn't available. Barenka isn't available. Okay, then we have Popov. So goalie-wise, if we wanted to, we could send out a deal for Varlamov and probably trade Shesterkin. Don't think that's a very good idea. We might as well just stick with the younger 1-2 punch that we have. Although Alex Georgiev is there as well. But again, we don't really need him right now, do we? So we probably should have had him in the expansion draft, but we done goofed. Defensively, no big names. No big names for us again. Nikita Zadorov, though. That is actually a big name for us. We will be sending an offer out to Zadorov. We'll go 3x2 just to try and make sure that we get him. I'm just double checking back through names. And then, yes, we're going to have to move players off of this roster. That's fine. Do we have anybody else who's worth it? The answer appears to be not really, which kind of sucks. I am not seeing any other Russians, and it really blows. Petrovich gets me every single time. Every single time. Okay, we don't really have anybody that's worth it. I don't believe I've missed a single Russian player. You will certainly let me know in the comments if I did. I don't see anybody here. Fedor Gurdeev. Fedor Gurdeev forever. Oh boy, it must be Yelesin. Alexei Yelesin, we can get him. Yeryomenko is below him as well. We might as well sign Yelesin for a decent amount of time. Yeryomenko, Belarus. Unfortunate. Borgman, you're not. You're Swedish, yeah. Nogier, that's just pure desperation. Bobby Nardella, Norlander. Okay, I think I think we're out. Let's look at prospects. Is there anybody? Not looking like it. What about any high sixes, medium sixes? It's not looking good. Nope. Okay. Although, are there any medium sevenths? We might as well look. We might as well. Gawanke and Gawanke is not available. He's German. Drew, Seeley, Middleton, Yoensu. There's got to be somebody, right? Kuznetsov. Belarus. Damn it. Smoskowitz. Chubarov. Yes, you're not that good, but you can at least take up a roster spot for now. Although, obviously, we are going to have to get rid of quite a few people. Malta Setkov is from Denmark, apparently. Anybody else, please? Galva Shields, Nichols, Gleason. It's not looking good, is it? No. Dodonov. No. Grachev. No. Okay, we're out. And then forward-wise, obviously there's one player in particular. Wow, Cole Perfetti has hit the market as well. So Larkin Perfetti, the big name here. Kirill Kaprizov. And we are absolutely going for him. We have $23 million in cap space. So we can afford to overspend a little bit. 8.5 for 3 years. Got to be honest, I'm going up to 9. We need to make sure he signs. We have to make sure that he signs. Ovi and Malkin aren't going to be here for that much longer anyway. It makes sense to overspend. There's also a Ukrainian. Damn it. I got excited when I saw the Russian flag at the top, but Burmistrov is Ukrainian, a prospect for the Bruins. That really blows. Kondratik isn't going to be there. Do we have anybody else? Alex Radulov is there. Good to see that. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, there were no confirmed medium elites. So obviously we have quite a few players that we're going to have to move off roster. Alex Radulov. If we can sign you for the year, that would also be nice. Might allow us to move out some other players for, hopefully, a really good defenseman or two. Bushnevich is also available. Yeah, I'm going to have to move out a bunch of these lower-end prospects to make this happen. But we're going to do what we can. Any other Russians? Allison Thompson, Lashinsky, Balsers. And we're getting into the medium 9s, which is fine. Lodin? Swedish. That's what I expected. Maxim Shushko, Belarus. If only we included Belarus and the Ukraine. How lovely this team would look right now. Saprikin. Yes, as is Volkov. Okay. They're at least better than a bunch of the guys that we have in the system currently, so I can't really complain. Smaby Smobby. And then any medium bottom 6s I don't think I have to worry about. But then I wanted to see these exacts here. Foss, Nash, Kuhlman, Kajula, Tennis. Love Tyler Ennis, former Portland Pirates. Never forget the Pirates. Michael Raffle, Dow Cole, Zarnik, Charles Udon, Fogel, Goodrow, Solaric. It's not looking too good here. It's really not. I think Valery Nichushkin. Good work. Good work. Looking for a little bit more than I'd prefer, but hey, there might be some value there. High bottom 6, Tyronic, Maine Mariners legend. Okay, I think we're good. So with that, let's move out a shitload of nothing players for whatever draft picks we can get to make sure we have room to sign all of these people. So defensively, and obviously this team, we're going to have way too many people for not enough spots. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have a bit of a shortage on defense. Hopefully we can solve that, which means a whole lot of forwards are about to be traded, and it's all of these guys. It's going to be all of these guys. So a team like Arizona, you are the perfect team for us to just dump everybody onto. Although, do you have your 3rd round pick next year? You do. Will that go through? No. What if I take out the 4th? Still no. So we'll be lucky to get a 4th or a 5th here. 4th straight up. Still no. Even if I can get a 5th, it's about clearing people off of this team. There we go. So we got a 5th round pick there. It's funny that we're being listed as a rebuilder. And then for all of the other forwards, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pretty much good to go. Just get rid of all of the medium bottom 6s. The Bruins are in trouble. Don't worry, I can solve your problem. There we go. Thank you for the 4th. So with that, we should have more than enough space on this roster to pull off these signings. We do. It actually might be close. We might want to get rid of one more person just to be safe, because when you get it up to 49 contracts, sometimes it's like, nope, sorry. So we're going to get rid of one more dude. And then, like I said, we're going to have to figure out who stays and who goes, because there are going to be a lot of people on this team and not enough spots. Can promise you that much. You know what? Let's risk it here. Let's risk it, and hopefully we don't miss out on anybody all that important. Let's see what happens. Famous last words. Me not making a move will cost us Kaprizov. Here we go. Ivan Volkov has signed. Boris Chubarov has signed. Nikita Zadorov has signed. Valery Nichushkin, Pavel Bushnevich, Alex Yelesin, Artem Galiev, Pavel Saprikin, Alex Radulov, Kirill Kaprizov. And that went about as well as it possibly could have. So we have one hell of a group of forwards to work with here, in that we are going to be able to decide who stays, who goes, and then hopefully we're able to go out and get some much needed defensive help. Now, obviously, for the big name Russians right now, I mean, what are we going to do? It's Provorov and Sergachev, and I don't really know what we're going to be able to do as far as acquiring that top-notch talent, because the rest of them we got last year. We got Romanov, we got Orlov. So it's going to be pretty tough to figure out just what exactly we want to do here. But let's see what the roster looks like. So goalie-wise, Askarov is now the starter, Shesterkin behind him. We have Konovalov, Galiev, and then Zagadulin is the healthy scratch. So decent 1-2 punch there with Galiev and Konovalov. The defense is Orlov, Alexeyev, Romanov, Zadorov, Kalikov, and Gavrikov. Mukhamadullin, though, is an interesting one, because he's still listed as a minor league top 2, but he's one of the best defensemen on the team, so that could be up to you guys. What do you think? Do we play Mukhamadullin in the minors as the role suggests, or with him being a 79, does he take a spot, probably on the third pairing, next to Kalikov? And then, of course, Gavrikov will probably get the spot otherwise, with Lyabushkin or Rykov as the healthy scratch. Maybe it does depend on who we bring in on defense. But then forward-wise, yeah. So the top 6 is sorted in a way. It's Malkin, Tarasenko, Kravtsov, Ovechkin, Radulov, Kaprizov. Third line, Guryanov, Barbashev, Trenin. And then probably Goldobin gone. Sokolov could go. I like Sokolov. I like that he's gone up even more, but he might actually continue to get better too. And then who's down in the minors? Well, you know, actually, Korshkov, Marchenko, these are guys like, okay, clearly the overall, you know, the standard for overalls has gone down, because the 79 should be a third liner, and you have people being listed as minor league options. So we could have one hell of an AHL team here and actually be good to go. It's just that third line, you're going to have 2 players upset, because they'd have to at least, well, 3 players who would be upset. But then Mikheyev, Kamenev, Zhikov could be the fourth line. It really is tough to say. There are a lot of different ways this could go for us. Obviously, forward-wise, we don't really need the help. The problem right now is that, you know, some of the forwards we literally just signed, and we're not going to be able to get rid of them. But if we look here defensively at our options, again, Provorov, maxed out value, And Sergachev's value's down a little bit. Sergachev might be able to work for us. Although maybe, just maybe, because of how valuable he's going to be, it would be worth seeing who is in the upcoming draft really quickly. So we do have a lot of options. And again, at least last year, let's take a look. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go to the watch list. Because we can look at all the top defensemen from last year. It's just Teratukin, Samorukov, Sergachev's the big fish right now that we could go out and get. But obviously we got to play it safe because, some of the forwards I can't trade. I can't trade them without getting in trouble, at least until we get closer to the midway point of the season. There's a Yoshi at the top of the draft, but in terms of Russians, 3 players projected, and only 2 of them, Dadonov and Yefimovs, that we can actually get. So our first round pick is in play, which means Sergachev is in play, which is very, very good news. So that pick should be relatively valuable. Not bad. We have a goalie prospect in, as my voice gives out, we have a goalie prospect in Karpatsev that we can give up. Defensively, we're looking okay. And like I said, you could make the choice, does Mukhamadullin play? But if we're able to get Sergachev here, the answer is probably no, unless we want Kulikov to be a healthy scratch. So I think if we can get Sergachev, Mukhamadullin plays in the AHL for one more season. And then forward-wise, the choice is definitely going to have to be made. Like, do we make the most of Barbashev's value? He's been tremendous for us, and I think he's worth keeping. But someone like Goldobin, probably worth getting rid of. He's only going to be a third liner for us. He's only ever going to be a third liner for us. It's probably worth getting rid of him. I mean, if you look into the future, it is Kravtsov, Kaprizov, Barbashev, Gurionov, Trenin, and then you could say Goldobin, but for the most part, this team's kind of carved out. And then again, guys like Amarov are on the way up. Chistov is on the way up. Kavanoff, Guskov, Medvanov, and then Michkov, of course, who we just drafted. I think it's a pretty straightforward plan here. And you know what? I think we might end this episode with a bang. I think we might try to end this episode with a bang. Karpatsev, our first round pick. How close is that? Rejected? That's okay. We still have plenty to work with when it comes to forwards. Plenty to work with. Can't believe Trenin's value is that high too. I mean, you could argue Trenin and Barbashev worth getting rid of if they're going to be third liners, but they're not going to be third liners with us full time. Tarasenko's value is also through the roof. And then again, we have this young core of prospects on the way up. Maybe the signing of Radulov was a bit unnecessary. I think I'd rather use Goldobin here. Will that go through? Not quite. Again, it's going to be a very expensive deal, but we have the assets to push this through. I can't get rid of Bushnevich, but we could use Sokolov, who will always be a bottom 6 option for us. We know he doesn't get along very well with this coach. He's also more of an offensive threat. Problem is he has really good puck skills, really good shooting, but with that offensive awareness, it's tough to say. What if we were to use Ilya Mikheyev? Would that go through? No. We'll try to use Mikheyev instead of Sokolov. I like Mikheyev, but still. What about a third? Still no. What if we use the second this year as well? Still no. This is how expensive it is, man. It's always an expensive deal. Tampa, do you have any players on negative value? Ryan McDonough. If I take Ryan McDonough, what do you think? Does that push the deal into our favor? Not quite. A super expensive deal, but we might just be able to get it done. Still didn't go through. What if I take out Mikheyev? Then we end up in cap trouble. I can't afford to do that. A first, a second, Goldobin, and Karpatsev. What if we give up our first rounder next year as well? Because even if we end up needing it, we should have the players of value to trade up to do it. Because that extra second didn't work. I think it's going to take a goalie prospect who has a good chance of panning out but won't pass Askarov. 2 firsts, a second, and Nikolai Goldobin for the second best defenseman available to us in this series right now. Will it go through? No, it won't. What if we take out Goldobin? Man, this is expensive as hell. Our next 2 firsts and seconds. The problem is Sergachev going to be an RFA at the end of the deal? I don't think he will be. Will that go through? Still no. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off at least right now without using Chistov, without using Barbashev. Some people are probably screaming at me to use Tarasenko, but he's only 31. He's got some really good years ahead of him. And that's the problem, though. You're looking at Barbashev, you're looking at Trenin, Guryanov to try and pull off a deal like this, or we wait and hope by some miracle he ends up on the block. I'll leave it up to you. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Out of all of our forwards, who stays, who goes, how do we handle certain guys like Mukhamadullin, and what do you think? Do we just wait a little bit longer to see if we can get our hands on Sergachev mid-season? Although our first round pick's value could begin to drop. I thank you very much for watching. If you care to support the video beyond watching it, drop a like, the sub, everything in the description, of course. Shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. I love you. I will see you guys in the next one, where the playoffs aren't just the goal anymore. The goal is to win.